26. A little rough. I mean, buzzing your head is cheap and easy. I buzzed my head for years until I found a hairdresser dude who I liked a lot. Hello. So easy though, you know. Takes a few seconds. You can do it whenever you want. You don't got to go in, and it saves you 25, 30 bucks. How long did I date him? I would have dated him. He was a cool guy. What's in the crystal sword? It's actually a CTA dimensional blade. I don't know why I did a dimensional blade. Probably because I just had it. Oh!
I am over.
Hey man, if I made $1 million a year, I still wouldn't want to spend $30 on a haircut.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
That's all I'm saying. It's too much for a haircut, you know? Yo, diddly. Thank you. $1 is $1. That's right. Hashtag grow the buck up. There you go, dragon. Just let it grow indefinitely. You're good to go. Don't think of it as a haircut, think of it as art. Haircut. Oh dang, I wanted to go to players 3. Rip. Grow the hair out. Hashtag, that's the next podcast. Grow the hair out. Well, hopefully player 7, Bale, has it ready for us. Come on, baby. Dang. Ah, non-ethereal. I still don't have an Eth shaft stop. Ooh, that's nice though. We got a shaft stop and a lidless. My goodness. I wish it was Eth.
Good afternoon.
It's a personal statement. It means what you want to mean, so don't be afraid. What means what I want it to mean? My hair? Well, see, I guess it varies. So my current haircut place is a family friend, and she does a fine job. But it's like, you know, 30 bucks or something, I think now. I think the price is up to 30 now. Because COVID stuff. And like, you know, you go in, you get it cut, it's a very typical experience. And I enjoy being able to support a family friend with it. But my old dude, small charm. My old dude, it was $20. And you would go in and you would be there for like an hour. And it was like a whole experience, you know? And he just kind of wanted to like try stuff and have fun. His reminded me a lot more of like an art, if you're gonna say that. Because he'd be like, let's have some fun here. Like, do you mind if I like shave your face and do some stuff with that? And I'd be like, sure. And he's like, all right, let's do it. So sometimes I'd get shaves out of it, whatever. Great time. Long experience. It was like a spa day, you know. Thank you, Green Blue.
Thank you, Rama. These streams bring me joy. It's totally appreciative.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so you know, it was just, I don't know, it was fun to experiment with my barber a little bit, is the easiest way to say it. Thank you so much. And it was just fun, you know. Good barber, great conversation, always fun to talk to, and you could spend a long time there. Wow, my voice, hello. You could spend a long time there. Yeah. So it was like a spa day, you know.
I always have a similar discussion with a friend. He wants a barber hairdresser where he brings a picture and gets that hairstyle.
That's what I did.
I prefer the ones that get me something that fits me within reason.
Well, I would do both with my guy. I'd bring a picture and he'd either say yay or nah, you don't try that. So, I guess that's what I liked about the other guy. Thank you, Scarl. Because the other guy was, you know, he made me feel like I was getting a spa day. It was an exciting thing to go. And my current hairdresser, well, like I said, she does a fine job. But it feels like, you know, I'm just going and getting a haircut.
I am overburdened.
And to me, a haircut's not worth $30. But a spa day is worth $20. SOJ? Panel. If you say, wow, Mr. Llama, you're so cheap. Yeah, we know this. Your barber has a beer. There you go. My barber has lollipops to suck on while you wait, so it's like the same thing. Did I just find SOJ? No, it was mantled. Did he have a white panel van? Oh, do you go to him as well?
I can't carry anymore.
That's cool.
Not even death can see.
10 fireball, 10 fireball, 1 fire mastery. So, I don't know. All I'm saying is, I always left him pleased and satisfied. And fulfilled. Always a good time. So, sacred armor. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Would go back. go if I died. Very sad.
Mr. Llama Lou.
What? It's a haircut.
Well, you've always left me satisfied and smiling, so.
You never gotten a haircut you liked? My goodness. Thank you, Night Hack. Thank you, SNT and Murik. Somebody has never gotten a haircut they enjoyed. Think he'd give you a pixie cut? First off, please don't do a pixie cut. Second, I'm sure he would. He's a very good barber, hairdresser. Yo, Arakan, thank you. Dolls and souls. Jesus.
Help me.
No.
Why not? Because pixie cuts just...
I am overburdened.
Pixie cuts are the Karen cut right now.
You just called me Night Hack. How dare you cancel Llama Party?
Sorry. Thank you, Nighthawk. God, that was literally like everything you never want to see in the throne room. Pretty sure I've seen Karens with all styles. I mean, it's true, but the classic Karen is the pixie.
I am overburdened.
Karens are A-line. I don't know what that means. What's my favorite Italian food? Oh God, that's so hard to say. Maybe like Prepatone? I mean, I don't know. There's so many good Italian foods. Just a whole plate of Italian food. Can that just be my answer? The whole plate.
I can't carry anymore.
That's right, one. Have I been to Italy? Yeah. There was some delicious stuff. One of the best things I had there was this like buffalo cheese. Oh my God, it was so good. Ooh, Jewel. I'm pretty certain we already have this. In fact, I'm like 100% certain we have a gold rep already. 66% gold.
Salutations.
What do you guys think it is? We have a 72. It is... Oh, 3-4 fire level. Gross.
Hot dog ketchup taco is my favorite Italy food.
It's disgusting. Die. Level. Gross. I'll put it on the list. 3-4 fire level. I guess we'll also put like, I don't know, shaft stop. It's a cool find. Thank you, Nanya.
A gift for you.
Thank you, Baron, as well. For the resub. Welcome.
love gelato, which is frozen mayo.
It's not frozen mayo, but gelato is very good. There were so many gelato places in Italy. Honestly, if I had to have like a biggest complaint about Italy and like the food and stuff or whatever.
Mr. Llama, would you rather have MVS with dim vision at half price or MVS versus Botez chat?
Probably versus Botez chat, because I don't think that they would care enough. I think they'd be like, eh, you're not Botez. Diablo 2, we don't care. See ya. So then we could win easily. But, anyways.
I can't carry it.
My Italian complaint.
For a very long time, I thought that the mozzarella di bufala was from the Bufala region in Italy, not that it was made with the milk of the buffalo. Help me!
It was
Did you know
so
mayo
good.
is actually from Mayoland? I heard that from my mayonnaise friend.
That's right. God, it was so good, S&T.
I can't.
But, anyways, biggest complaint was that everything was just like the same repeated everywhere, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm down for some good Italian food and things, but it was like every like 10, you know, steps there was another bakery. Every and all the bakeries had the exact same pastries and things. And same with like there was so many gelato shops. And you know, once again, it was all tasty, but like I don't know. I noticed this in South Korea as well. It was a very similar idea where it was like I guess it was a little different in South Korea. But you still had a similar theme with it all. And obviously it makes sense that like Italy is going to have a lot of Italian food, but you know, you're going to like all of that stuff makes sense. But it was just the like less the Italian food stuff and more just the generic.
My favorite Italian food is
things.
sugar and eggs, topped with crunchy pea and mayo.
It's disgusting. It was more just like all the generic things that I guess I was more like, all right, that's kind of lame. Because like I said, you just saw so much of the same everything, the same bakeries. We were all over Italy. The same gelato shops, the same, and they all serve like the exact same like gelato and stuff as well. You know, it was like they all got it from the same vendor. It seemed like. No, I mean we went like obviously we went to some touristy places. We were in Rome for a bit and stuff, but like we also went to the non-tourist places. We had a lot of like friends and family who lived there, and they took us to like non-touristy places. And like I said, some of the food was absolutely amazing. There was a lot of really amazing food and stuff. But yeah, there was too many imitations. It felt like. How come MBS is Friday and Saturday this month? Because on Monday I'm doing a Hell Ubers speedrun. Solo. Naked all the way through Ubers, including all the key farm. It's going to take a long time. So I need a break day in between.
I can't carry anymore.
So yeah, there was just too many
Do you
imitations.
think if I make carbonara with mayo, it'll work out okay? I mean, it is egg-based after all.
It's
What's
disgusting.
the difference?
Don't even.
Marinara with extra crunchy sloppy dollops on top.
Don't even say that. Absolutely disgusting.
death can save you from me.
Ugh. So, that was my biggest complaint with it. Otherwise, it was really cool. We went to the coast, and that was absolutely one of the most gorgeous places ever. Tons of fun. It'll be Ubers. I don't trust online. So it'll be Uber's pluggies, excuse me. I'm gonna try my best to not use any of the pluggy features whatsoever. Except just use it for getting on.
I am
But if we get completely bricked, then maybe I'll do like a respec. Yeah, it'll be single player. Rare ring. So, I don't know. I guess for me, I'm used to America. Thank you, Gold Dissel. We're like here, we have, yeah, obviously we also have a lot of chains and stuff. But there's such a variety in food here. And there's a lot of like good variety too, you know. And even if you go to, you know, there's so many different everything. Sorry, Lilia.
Not even death can save you from me.
I did see that. I've got a couple rare rings that are like best ever found, including the one I'm wearing right now.
I am overburdened.
It's nice. I am... Holy cow, are you kidding? Oh my god, that boss group. Light enchant, cold enchant. Good lord. Dude, he was chunking me like mad. Whoa. Whoa. That hurt. That hurt, my dudes. Curse. Can everybody stop doing so much damage right now? Can we chill for like a second? Everybody just relax. Holy cow.
I can't carry anymore.
What's run goal today? I don't know. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. We're doing both Bales and Diablos here and there, so. Can you make a guide on how to prepare for Ubers? Weeks of grinding? I mean, I'm gonna do it all in a single day, so that should hopefully be your guide. In 13 hours, we'll go from a naked level 1 to killing Ubers. Maybe 14 hours. Yeah, it'll be a smiter. So. Yeah, it's definitely not the greatest, so yeah. I don't eat much American chocolate.
Good afternoon.
There's no country where food can be compared to the Italian one. I mean, I would beg to differ. Like, obviously there was some amazing Italian food in Italy. But there was a lot of imitation, for sure. There was a lot of imitation there. Just wanted to grab like a couple of rejuves. Yeah, I'm 100% Italian. And there's really not a large diversity, unfortunately. Like this week, I have eaten Korean food. I've had sushi. I've had Mexican food. I've had Italian food, though that was homemade, but I've had delicious pizzas. I had Thai food. I also had Chipotle, obviously. I live in a large city, though? Yeah, but like, what do you think Rome is? Rome's a large city. And I didn't have Indian food, but there is this delicious Indian food place I need to go eat. My dad cooked ravioli, crepitone, eggplant, parmesan, and then meatballs and other assorted meats. Wouldn't travel to Rome to have Korean, exactly. But I've been to South Korea and I've eaten the Korean food here. And I mean, we have literally a little Koreatown in Dallas that is amazing and super authentic Korean food. Tastes very similar to what I got over there. Just more expensive here.
Okay,
So
real
cheap in
talk.
Korea.
My mom is the pickiest eater on the face of the earth. So growing up, we had the same like 7 dishes, and because of that, I will eat whatever doesn't eat me first.
There you go. Yeah, Dallas has a massive Korean population. It's amazing. That's a good way to go about it, Knight. So, I'm very used to the large range of food culture and diversity, and I love it, man, so much. Especially when it's good. That's the thing. It's not like I used to live in a small town in Oklahoma, and they had a sushi place, and they had, you know, whatever, but like it wasn't good. It was like they just had it, you know. They did have a very delicious Mexican restaurant, though. Probably my favorite Mexican, like, authentic tacos I've ever had. So I will give them that. Can I tell us about the winds in Oklahoma? I'm just gonna say this. Oklahoma is the windiest place I have ever lived or visited, more than Chicago, more than anywhere. It is absolutely insane how windy it is in that state. All they have is some rolling hills a little bit here and there, but for the most part, that is a flat state, and the wind just blows through. And I mean, there was literally a day, I ran track at the University of Tulsa. So, a bunch of strong track athletes, we were out running, and the wind was blowing so hard, when we would come around a turn, and I mean this 1,000% exactly as I say it, we would get blown 1 to 2 lanes over. It was the strongest wind. I don't know why my coach was like, let's just stay out here. You literally could not physically stay in your lane. You would get blown 1 to 2 lanes over on the track when you came around the like backstretch. Tornadoes happen all the time. So much so that you just don't care anymore.
Chicago ISNT called the Windy City because of high winds. It's called the Windy City because of all the politicians there blowing smoke up people's flower paintings. No joke.
Makes sense. So, yeah, it was so windy and so ridiculous. Just, I mean, like, insane winds. So yeah, we would have tornadoes all the time. And people just kind of like,
Fresh
you just don't even react. Yo, gold to sell, thank you. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. Wow. Please put some love for the donkey. So yeah, by the end of my tenure there, I was in Oklahoma for 8 years, 9 years, 9 years I think. Oof. By the end of the 9 years, I would, you know, I mean, well before the end of it, but we would go out and just watch the tornadoes. People would mow their yards during tornadoes.
A gift for you.
Like, and thank you, Agama. It was nobody cared. Nobody cared. Because you couldn't care. If you got, like... If you got scared of a tornado every time there's a tornado, you would just die of, like, anxiety and panic attacks. So, the only time you care is when you look at it and it's not moving. Because then it's coming right at you. And so then you go inside. That's about it. Listen, D. Because it's one of the poorest states in the country as well. They cut school on Fridays. Oklahoma is so poor that they couldn't afford to pay their teachers, or they decided in their budget to cut education so much that kids don't have school on Fridays anymore. Which, by the way, is terrible for all the parents who still have to work on Fridays. They were like, our state is super poor and uneducated, and nobody here can get any good jobs. How should we fix this? Maybe we should cut education for the children. That way, they grow up even dumber and also will have less opportunity. It was a very smart decision by the board.
A gift for you.
Find Mang Song's lesson for me? I need some hype.
I'm trying. I think we all need a little hype in our life. Oops. Oklahoma kids aren't book smart, but they sure are tornado smart. That's right. That is right. Act 3 Hell with Paladin. Flare Dungeon, you just gotta take it really slowly. Just like go in and out, in and out, in and out. Keep backing it up to get to the open spaces so you can hammer in the open spaces. Oh yeah, no, the winds in Oklahoma though are no joke. You learned quick. I am a master of anything that can blow me, I tell you that much. Any amount of wind. I have dealt with it. That's right. As long as it's not coming right at you, you're good.
Inappropriate response overload.
What? Thank you, Nanya. Is chat being not family friendly? Come on, chat. Get it together.
I can't carry anymore.
Well, they said there's no Diablo remaster now. In June, at least. Not bad. They said not in June, but they said they have some other fun Diablo activities planned, so I mean, that's at least something interesting. Diablo 2 mobile. What if they come out and they announce Immortal again? But this time that it's finished. Well, they have the Diablo 3 season, the next season coming up, so. What class is up next for MVS? MVS is tomorrow, and it will be the Barbarian. So, should be a pretty easy win for Mr. Llama.
WEW. It's Friday tomorrow.
Just kidding. But we are gonna change some things up in Man vs. Stream
Help me.
to try and give me a little bit better
Llama is
chance.
a soft maiden in a flowing white gown whose virgin ears and eyes are to be saved for marriage.
Thank you. Wait, what?
I can't carry anymore.
Not even death can save you from me.
Paladin breakpoints are 48, 75, 125. Right? Oh, thank you, Stranger Now and Lilia. I think that's right.
Fresh meat.
And probably like 30 before that or something. Thank you, Storm. If you're looking at even lower. Welcome to Llamas of the Round. Thank you for using the Twitch Prime over here. 30, 48, 75, perfect. Lacquered plate. I feel like we should be getting a tick soon, but nothing's come yet. Let's see what this says. It says no, we're not even close. Dang, really? Only like halfway to a tick.
I can't carry anymore.
That's a lot of balls. What am I doing after the tick? Going for another tick. Anna said earlier that we're doing Act 3 sometime. Yeah.
I am overburdened.
I don't know when yet. But we have to get it scheduled in. Take a shot every tick is actually a game that probably can be played. Because you get like one shot a day, so. It's really not too bad. But anyway, would a pawn be in Diablo chess? Oh, a Fallen for sure. Why are things so uncertain in the stream all the time? They're not uncertain. There's just uncertainty within some of those things. Anything up to Burr, lower Kuros is your best gold.
As often as I see other people finding Jang's Bong, I can't help but think that maybe Plug Y interferes with the drop. What if you've been looking for it for the last 5 years, and it has been impossible to drop?
Don't say it.
Feels bad, man.
Don't say that.
I can't
Who's
carry
still here? Oh, you are. I refuse to believe it.
I am overburdened.
So I mean, like, you know. Oops, 3. I don't know exactly when that collab is gonna happen, but like, here's what we do have coming up on the schedule. We have Man vs. Stream Friday, Saturday. Sunday, I might do a small Patreon thing, or I might just take it off after Man vs. Stream, and then we might just refigure that out later. Monday, we're doing a Hell Uber speed run. Then we have probably a Slay the Spire thing Tuesday or Wednesday when I get the key. Then July 4th, I'm going to do some speedrun coaching of a team. I'm going to do a couple things that I haven't announced yet, and I'm not sure if I can announce yet. But it'll just be like some fun little dueling events, basically. So that'll be coming up at some point. Then we have a Hell Naked speed run that we still got to figure out how it's gonna work.
I am
And that'll be on the 10th is what we're looking at right now. 10, 11, or yeah, something like that. That weekend. And then we have all of our other stuff in between all of that. And then we also then are trying to schedule in the collab with Anna. There's a couple other chess girls that I'm trying to set up collabs with.
I heard you were considering the Necro for the Naked Run. Please no more Necro. I can't survive another Necro run, lol.
I know, there's way too many Necro runs. But it does seem like one of the best ones. Because he has the magic damage, you don't have to worry about immunities, he deals with Hell Ancients well. So yeah, we have a couple more chess girls that we're gonna collab with, but I don't have exact dates yet. No, not dates. Just collaborations. Thanks, Wraith. I also want to do a collab with Gotham Chess at some point here. We got to figure that out. And then I'm sure I also want to do some more stuff with Nyseer and Anna and Liz as well. So there's plenty of like that stuff we got to figure out, but we're just very busy right now. I've collabed with Ziz playing Pee-wee before. I mean, I'd love to do another collab with like Botez. I actually want to play that spy game with her, but you know, it's one of those like I know that she's got a lot of other larger streamers to go collab with. I'd rather, yeah, collabing with Papa Botez would be great, to be honest. So that's one that I understand that. Yeah, I love that spy game. I've always wanted to play it with anybody. I don't care. Our streamer too small. You know, that's just the world of streaming, man. And like, obviously this isn't anything that she said to me. I'm just saying it from my own side. You know. But like, I'm fine with it. Like, I know that doing a collab with Fed or doing a collab with, you know, whoever, Slicker, Ludwig, all those guys is going to be a lot better for her channel. So, yeah, you know, streaming is fun, but it's also a business. Yeah, Liz and Anna are super funny. Completely agree.
You have my 5-month-old mesmerized. What's your take on too much screen time?
So growing up, I was limited to an hour of screen time a day. And I always was really upset about it because, you know, screen time is addicting. And, you know, I always wanted more and more and to play more games and to do more stuff and everything like that. And all of that. But looking back, it was definitely like the right move by my parents, limiting the screen time to force me outside, to force me to go do other activities, to force me to sit there and like have to be creative and, you know, play little games with myself and whatever stuff. Was definitely better than letting me just like have all the screen time that I wanted. So, even though I grew up to be a professional video gamer, I still think that it was the right move on their part. Though I'll never admit that to them. But yeah, you gotta, as a kid, like you gotta take that time away from screens for sure to go and learn and be creative and interact with others and in, you know, real life. I think that's really important. So that is my advice to your son: is enjoy the time that you're playing your games, and screens, watching TV, whatever. But that stuff is addicting, and you got to be careful with it. So, I think I'm a better person overall, better human being because of it.
I, too, was limited to an hour of screen time per day, and only got it after spending some time outside.
Yep.
You can see how this has influenced me into spending all my time in front of screens.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, we're gonna have a 24-hour stream over the next couple of days. I'm not saying that, you know, right now I currently have the best balance either of screen time. But I wish I had a better balance, honestly. I can't tell you how many times I've dreamed of just like changing this stream into a IRL stream where we just like walk around and go and talk with people and be outside and do whatever stuff, go skiing, all that stuff. I've done a little bit of IRL stuff before, but I actually do crave it a lot. Get Chipotle, exactly. Llamas on the Street. That's a great name for it. Ow. Dolls. Ow. Stop rezzing the dolls right under my feet. IRL when I go on a walk with Papa Botez. Exactly. Like, what a better stream than 3-hour walk with Papa Botez talking about life. What more could anybody want? Oh god. Seriously, way too many dolls right now. Oh, God. Llama looking for a life partner, live. Hello, Frozen. So, yeah, that's definitely like a far off dream or just a different dream that I have for the stream. It's just like, hey, let's go ahead and just go around, you know, just have fun. Because I actually really love doing those like IRL streams. I think they're an absolute blast.
Help me.
Mr. Alpaca, have you ever considered changing your stream to just wearing low-cut tops at the pool? You could make quite an e-boy.
Thank you. Sure, we could consider it. I appreciate them more because of how much less of them there are. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I really just enjoyed like spending time being, you know, just being outside interacting with people. Like it's just like super fun to go around. And when you have a stream, people are like willing to interact with you, and I think that's one of the coolest things. Nice to go. You know, like normally if I'm walking around the mall alone, I'm gonna talk to nobody, maybe like one person. But the second you put up a stream and you're talking to yourself, Eth, I still need that Eth.
I can't.
People are interested and they're like looking and they're asking questions. And so like when we did like that Mall of America stream, we talked to like probably like 20 people or something, as opposed to 0, you know. Let's do some bales and try and get this tick a little faster. Or I mean some Diablos. So it's like the perfect icebreaker. Man talking to himself, holding up camera. It just piques enough people's interest. Are you the annoying creeping person with the camera asking questions? No. So I'm not like approaching people with it. I was just walking around, just having fun in the area, talking to myself. And then people would come up and ask me questions. They'd be like, oh, what are you filming? Oh, what's going on? Are you a streamer? Are you blah, blah, blah? Can I say hi to my mom? You know, whatever stuff. And so it was very like low effort to like get people to talk, you know? A lot of people just were interested in talking.
I can't carry him.
So yeah, I would just walk around and talk to chat about, you know, the day, the store, whatever. Get a camera and a puppy, exactly. Exactly. You'd be scared if people approach you like that? I mean, as a streamer, it's whatever.
To be honest, a single man with a camera, talking to himself, approaching random strangers at a mall and calling himself a pseudonym of an animal might come across as, actually no. I see no problem with this. Continue.
I wasn't approaching them. That is the important thing. I wasn't like going up to people who didn't want to be bothered and being like, hey, what are you doing? Who are you? Can you tell, you know? Which I still don't think it's wrong to ask somebody, hey, do you want to chat? And if they say no, then you just leave them alone. You know. But they all just came up to me. So yeah, it was really crazy because it's one of those, yeah, normally if you want to get people to talk, it's like really difficult, right? Nice experience, Shine. They're like, no, or, you know, who are you, or why do you want to talk, whatever. But literally, if you just carry around a camera and just chat to yourself a little bit, all these people suddenly will be interested in having a conversation with you. So, to me, it shows a couple of things. One, it shows that a lot of people are actually really interested in having a conversation. Right? A lot of people weren't doing it to try and be famous or anything like that. But a lot of human beings actually just want to have a conversation. But it's very difficult to have a conversation with someone that you have zero clue about. You don't know this person at all, right? How do you start a conversation with someone you don't know? How do they start it with you? And it's really difficult. And a lot of times it comes off as creepy or whatever, right? If some random guy comes up to you and starts talking to you, the first thing you think is like, they're trying to sell me something, they're trying to scam me, they're whatever, you know. All of this stuff. Right? Because a lot of times our first interaction with a person isn't always like a great one.
What about the restraining order?
We just don't talk about that. Anyways, I mean, there isn't one. Gosh dang it. But you know, so you do a little bit of that, and yeah, they're trying to convert you to their religion or whatever, right? You just like have that. So it's really hard to find a good icebreaker to talk to people, but a lot of people really just want, you know, like it's interesting to talk to people and hear about them, especially people you think are like look fun or look cute or whatever. Box of hockey cards? What? Like baseball cards, but hockey cards? There's probably someone's hands that they would do better in, but that's very cool. Yeah, I just wanted to convert some. I wasn't trying to convert everything. Exclamation mark MF gear. We'll show you the gear for this character. You're Canadian, got it. Hockey cards then. So, yeah, so that was just the like really interesting thing to me is like so many people and interactions that never get had every single day because both parties are afraid to interact with each other. Because it's just so hard. It's so hard to come up with a reason to talk to someone. And it's not really, but it is, right? To the average person, it really is. But like a great thing is you can just be like, oh, where'd you get that like shirt? I love it. It looks great. You know, like clothes are an easy way to start to break the ice and talk to somebody. But a lot of people, I think you clan Dennis, aren't going to think about that and aren't going to do that, and that's still nerve-wracking and whatever.
Excuse me, have you heard the lesson of Mang Song? It's not one a llama would teach you.
I don't know that lesson. Ooh, come on! Come on! Be ethereal! Ah! Dang it, man. Why can't I find an Eth Tomb Reaver? Ah. So annoying. So annoying. Yeah, and so it's nice to give someone a compliment, ask them where they got their shirt or their whatever, you know, all that stuff. Those are nice little ways that you can start a conversation and interact and everything. But yeah, having a camera was the easiest icebreaker I've ever seen in my life. So much more so than I ever thought would have even been like really a thing. But it basically, it just was an open invitation to people, was kind of what it ended up being. When I walked around with that camera, that suddenly to 20 plus people at the mall was an open invitation to say, hey, I'm down to chat. And they took advantage of it. Hey, what's that? What are you doing? Are you a streamer or do you do YouTube? What do you... So many people, all of a sudden. We're down
Give
to
us
chat.
your best pickup lines.
I don't really have pickup lines. I don't do the pickup line stuff. I'm pretty boring, you know, I say hi or whatever. What camera did I use? I just used my phone. But it was on a selfie stick. And then I had, you know, the stream like backpack stuff or what, you know, you just walk around and record. It wasn't a fancy setup. The one I used for the ski streams was a fancy setup. But not for that. So, I don't know. That's what I really loved about it. Was just people were interested. And like how many people were interested in chatting was the crazy part that I never would have believed. I figured I would have just talked to myself and maybe one or two people would have been interested, but nah, man, they just... People are thirsty for conversation. Is it possible for my Merce to kill Diablo alone? Sure, it would just take a little time. That's all. So... I'd also probably put a different weapon on him. But like, I'm also on player 7 when I'm killing Diablo. So you gotta remember that, like, that's gonna make it a lot longer of a kill. No, nobody said, are you Mr. Llama? Oh my gosh, nobody said that. So it wasn't even recognition, it was just people who just wanted to say hi. What was his name? Brody? Nah, Brock. Brock was dope. Brock was a cool guy. I'd hang out with him. Wear my fire shirt. Honestly, if I wore my fire shirt and was streaming, I'm sure even more people would come up to chat. They'd come up and they would just say, "Oh my god, your shirt is hilarious. I love it. What are you doing with the camera? Blah, blah, blah." Once again, the more that you can give people an easy icebreaker, the more they're going to talk to you. This is like everything 101. Another Manald is all I can say. If you are looking to have conversations and meet people, give them an excuse to talk to you. Straight up, it'll work.
I can't carry anymore.
Wear a fire shirt. Have your, you know, camera rolling. Have whatever. Anything that's out of the norm so they can have a reason that they can justify to interrupt you. I hope so, Raid. And I mean that for real.
Why would I willingly want someone to talk to me?
Right, and if you don't want people to talk to you, then just, you know, blend in and wear your normal stuff and nobody will bother you. Right, a dog also works because a dog is an easy icebreaker. The dog's excited, the dog looks at you and wants to be pet and all of this stuff. A dog is another easy icebreaker for sure, but I don't recommend getting a dog for people to talk to you because then you're kind of using the dog, and if you don't actually want the dog or you're not using it for other purposes, you know, you're not enjoying loving the dog like it needs to be loved. When you're using another life for attention, that's not great. So the dog, I'd say if you want a dog, get a dog. Otherwise, don't. I think there was some study that came out that was like 60% of dudes that have dogs admitted they only have the dog to pick up chicks. Which is really sad. I think it was like single guys or whatever with dogs.
Thanks, Mr. Llama. I have a new enterprise idea. Rent a dog.
I mean, sounds maybe slightly abusive, but those weren't bad. Probably better than them adopting it and abusing it or leaving it alone.
Just go around and ask people to pet their dogs. 10 out of 10 would watch and also donate a lot.
There you go. I mean, a person walking a dog knows that they're gonna get attention when they're walking it in a public place. I should also ask the people without dogs if I can pet their dogs. Get a dog as a job as a dog walker. I've had that job before. That's honestly like a job that I really like.
Greetings.
What BS study? I don't remember. It probably was biased in some way and not fully fleshed out, but I'm sure that there are many guys who just get dogs to pick up chicks. 99 speedrun? Yeah. Something like that. I would like a dog. Think of all the girls I could get.
May I make some fun suggestions?
Sure.
Wear a funny cowboy outfit. Have a sign that says, free money. Ritual sacrifice of a ram. Before you know it, people will be swarming around you, all wanting to talk to you. Especially reporters and FBI agents.
That's true. Very good points.
Death can save you from me.
Oh god, Adoni. No, I actually just really like dogs.
Join my
Alright, what do we got left?
If you could find a dog who knows how to play chess, you would be set.
Ooh, that's
Imagine
true.
all the chess girls you could get with Chess Dog.
Chess Dog would bring them all in. Our harem would be filled. Maybe I can teach a dog just to like push a pawn. You know, he doesn't have to play a lot of chess. They don't care to watch him play a whole match. But if I can teach the dog to just move like e5, make like a legal move on the first move or something. Come on. I'd only teach him to move pawns. Hey, he plays just like me. Teach the dog how to castle? Yeah. Teach the dog the Italian opening or something and leave it at that. Or teach him the Spanish and then I can say, he's got a thing for Spaniards. Because that'd be cute. We don't play hand and brain, we play paw and brain. Adorable. Pawn. 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 Eventually the dog will look at me like, come on man, you gotta develop your pieces. Teach the dog how to scholars mate. It's true, that's not too long. One day I'll find these ethereal. One day. I don't know what day it is, but one day.
Death can save you from me.
Rook! 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 I agree. If teaching a dog how to play basic moves in chess doesn't get the girls, I don't know what does. Ouch, Lily. I also like cats. What do I want? Eth tier haunch for my Eth Grail. When you get to higher levels, it is raiding.
Help me.
On an actually sad note, my brother has to give away his doggy.
No.
She's a service animal, but she has a neurological condition where she sometimes bites other puppers for no reason, then doesn't realize what she's done until afterwards.
Aww.
She's being retired.
That's so sad. Poor Popper. Nah, these runes just came from all over. Teach it to play D3. I mean, let's be honest. D3 is about the intelligence level of a dog required to play it. Do I know how to Macarena? Of course. How dare you insult dogs like that? Sorry.
Not even death can save you from me.
Sorry, pups. Making a dog play D3 is definitely animal abuse. It's true. Trashy drop so far. How much for Macarena in the fire suit? Too much. I think we've had enough fire suit dancing for a little while, right? Cow level's good for runes, yeah. Cow level's good for runes, Chaos good for runes, Travis good for runes, and obviously lower Kuros for anything up to Burr.
A gift for you.
Thank you, Desk. We're gonna have to stop collabing with Liz if chat keeps making her bring up the fire suit. And bribing her to have me wear it. Ridiculous. Half lightning, half physical suit. That's right.
I am overburdened.
Not even death
Eh.
can save you from me.
Come on now, drops. I'm gonna get so much mana regen. I drink mana potions. Alright, we're probably like 4 or 5 Diablo kills away from a tick, I'm guessing. Something like that.
I can't take that.
I know if I became an IRL streamer. Ooh! Ooh! Sweet. Sweet. Let's see how that compares to the other one I have. 1075 35. 873 37. Tiny bit more life, a little bit less on the others. Wow-wee. That's nasty, man. That's nasty. I need to clean up this area. Ooh, a 15 ED Monarch. That's nice. Mm-hmm. 2020, it seems fine. 15, 18. Bunch of random stuff in here. Okay. I have a 1075 35. So we have an 873 37, a 1075 35, a 126 37, a 539 25, kind of weak. But it is level 23 required, so that's actually really nice for level 30s. A 533 40. Yeah. That's a sweet GC. That's a sweet GC for sure, though. 1 AR and 10 life off, yeah.
I am overburdened.
D2 drops are tedious and I love it. I love it. I've never made a 99 before. No. Especially not in the new patch where it's way harder. Wish I would have tried for it in the older patches where it was really easy. They said it's not happening in June. I could see it still happen, but it's amazing how far away level 96 is from 99. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, 96 is usually... I usually stopped leveling my characters after around like 94 to 96. Because that's like still easy to get to in a reasonable amount of time. And you get most of that benefit. And it's pretty close. And 99 is just disgusting. But even like going 97, 98, 99 were like... That's when I really noticed on this character everything slowed down immensely. And like exponentially. Like 96 to 97 I was like, oh, this is taking a while. 97 to 98 I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous how slow it is. And then I had 98 to 99 and I was like, I take back everything I've said from all the previous levels. They were flying fast. Nothing is as slow as this. It's insane how long it takes. Yeah, I didn't even care about dying really at 97 that much. At 98 though, I will do like anything to not die. Why not use Ondals? Because I'm a Magic Find character first. Also, thank you, Desk, for the sub. I might have missed it before. Ouch, a settler. Yeah, I got one shot by Diablo. That hurt a lot. Yes, without being able to change player count, it would take a lot longer to get to 99. What'll be first, 99 or Mang songs? I don't know, man. 99's looking more and more likely, though, every day. Why not do bail runs? I mean, we did some at the start, but they're just slower. All right, we should be... I think it's 2 more runs to a tick, so get ready to have a tick party. If we get an experience shrine in here, I think we can do it. And it could be this run at the very end as well. It could be very close. Diablo might do it, or he might leave us just aching for a little bit more. Ouch, RJC. Get ready for the tick party. That's right. If I have that ethereal, I probably do. Unique ring.
Help me.
All right,
You have 2
it
chances
is
of
not
getting
going to
Mang
happen.
songs before 99. The
Till
first
next
is you
run.
hitting 99, and the second is your mercenary hitting 99.
Mercenaries can't hit 99. 98 is their max level, actually. SOJ? Dwarf. Come on. Alright, I don't even know if we need to kill Diablo here to get it. We might get this tick just killing regular stuff. What's the rarest ring? Wisp. Dang, Vampo. That's sick. Yeah, Jobber sells insanely high. Tick coming soon. Not yet. Alright, it will be on Diablo kill.
Not even death can save you from
Y'all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. Are you ready to tick? Tick, 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 tick. Oh! Hey! Look at the tick. Wowee. Getting there. We're getting there, you guys. 66 million away.
Not in town.
Whew. That's a ban on Saturday, a settler. Oh my god. Watching those pixels change ever so slightly is just the greatest joy in my life right now during quarantine. Oh my god. How many ticks left? Let's see. It's 2.4 million experience per tick, and we have 66 million experience left. So that's gonna be 26 ticks, I think. 27 maybe. Probably 27. Thanks, Harp. If I die, I lose 10%. So that's 12 ticks. If I recover my body, then it's 3 ticks.
I think I just scared a horse with my umbrella. Spooky.
Poor horse. Which is a lot. Thank you, Puce. We have 1,000 CS runs left, you're saying? In a CS run, I get about 60 million experience. 60,000 experience, excuse me. Not million. So yeah, like 1,000. Am I gonna stream PoE 2? Yeah. I'll definitely give that a try. See if they slow the game down for real. Let's go.
Not even death can save it from me.
Yeah, I get 60,000 experience per run, and if I die, I lose 29 million experience. That's how disgusting it is. And if I recover my body, then it's a little bit less of that, right? But it's still terrible. Do I have a favorite color? Greenish?
I am overburdened.
Money, money. That's right. Well, they say geniuses pick green. Stream voice so much different than YouTube. It's the same thing. Exact same thing. Mr. Llama doesn't like money. Mr. Llama likes money. Mr. Llama just doesn't like more money than necessary. That's all.
I am overburdened.
Ooh, F?
Impossible.
Dang it. Still a cool find. Let's see what we got. 26, 154. I think I still need Tiamat's Ethereal though.
Here for the shoe fund. When are you gonna get yourself some new shoes? IRL shoe buying stream?
Thank you, SNT. Well, I mean, right now we would just have to go shopping for shoes online because I'm not going out.
Not even death can save it from me.
I'm doing the quarantine. Especially in Texas, where we just had record numbers of cases. And everybody is still pretending like coronavirus is just over. So, true that, Percy. Llama's rebuke. Hey Mac, how you doing? So we can go like do an IRL Amazon shopping experience for the shoes. So I'd have to be careful that Amazon doesn't like have my address and stuff listed on the site. Trump administration just took, yeah. I mean, it's a mess. Everybody's just pretending like we're not having the most cases we've ever had. All of the ICU beds in Texas are filled for COVID patients. Because not every bed there is equipped with like the ventilators and stuff that's necessary for COVID. So all of the ones that were completely at capacity. It's ridiculous.
Fresh meat.
Thank you,
Two months
Octave.
out. It's getting that way here in SLC too, but they're ignoring its smile.
I mean, we don't need to pause. We need to go back. Everything needs to be closed again. It's not working. But I expect nothing less from our governor, who said sometimes it's worth sacrificing humans' lives for the economy. There are more important things than people's lives, I believe is his direct quote. So I expect nothing else from him than exactly this. Who's governor? Abbott. He is a terrible human being. End of story. You have a physician as your governor? Oh, that's nice.
Not even death can save you from me. Fresh meat.
Thank you, Dr. Steele. Mwah.
He may be a terrible person, but he won't have to care what you think when you're dead. Joke's
much.
on you.
Pretty much. I don't understand. I mean, I understand it, but I also fail to understand how a global pandemic virus became a political issue. Like, I never would have thought there would be such a divide and such a right and left approach to a virus. It's just amazing. I don't know. I just have no clue. I mean, yeah, it shows many people's priorities for sure. For sure.
I can't carry anymore.
But
Not even death
I don't know.
can save you
It's
from
amazing.
me.
I guess I'm just amazed at how much it worked. How many people are willing to be like, yes, this is a thing.
I hate when people say political when they mean partisan. Mr. Llama Rage.
Sorry. Both, I guess. Is this max block? No. Forgot a flawless skull? Aw, man. That sucks. No, I've never found a Mings. This isn't the nicest thing I can say, but I kind of wish that we could just like split the world and everybody who doesn't care or believe in the virus goes to one part of the world, and everybody who does goes to the other part. And then we just leave it at that. I don't think it's very nice to say that, but
Mr. Llama, why didn't you pick up the unique Archon staff last run? It could have been something good.
sometimes I wonder.
Here you go. What's your favorite way to make oatmeal?
Make oatmeal? You get the packet and you open it up and then you put it in and you microwave it? What do you mean? Well, you just split the money 50-50.
Impossible.
Make oatmeal? That's definitely the problem, Nogar, yeah. Favorite way to cook yogurt? Is that also a thing you're supposed to do? Are y'all just trying to confuse me? I don't think you do that. You're supposed to boil yogurt? What are you guys talking about? You go to the store and you buy the yogurt. And then you're done. Same with oatmeal, same with everything.
Get a load of this guy. He does not deep fry his yogurt.
Am I doing it wrong? I don't know. Ow. That sounds like a lot of work.
What are you talking about? Just grab the oatmeal from the oatmeal tree.
Thank you. Exactly.
Gotta eat it raw for maximum crunchiness.
D4 update? Can you post it? Let's go look at it.
Love you, llama smiley face.
Okay, after this run, we'll do it. Love you. Thank you, Mike. Right. Ultimately, though, going back to it, the world's not black and white. There's a lot of in-between with everything. There's obviously a lot of people who just aren't educated on things as well. I mean, education is a big cause for a lot of problems. Just that brown cinnamon. That's simple and tasty.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
Whoa, 33 life, 40 to mana. With 25 light res. A little bit of MF, nice.
So I had not purchased cereal for years. It's crazy that in my nearby grocery store, Cheerios takes up almost a quarter of the aisle. But, next to them, Tim Hortons has chocolate or birthday cake Timbit cereals. For real? You think we would focus on making healthier cereals?
Nope.
So I bought the Timbits. Lol.
Healthier cereals? There is no healthier cereals at all. They've given up on those a long time ago. All right, everybody. Y'all know what time it is. Not that. Not, well, that kind of works. Nope, not that one. Hold up. Let's just put it on this page. Nice. Playtest, storytelling, open world, multiplayer. Sick. Cool. You just dropped Astrians? Ick. Get ready, everybody. We got an update coming. Lower that there. What's up, YouTube? Mr. LMSC here, and we are bringing you today the June 2020 Diablo 4 quarterly update. Wait us through the end of June to get it out, but it did come in June, so that's 2 for 2 now, I think, right, on their updates. Maybe 3 for 3. They're doing well with it. I appreciate that at the very least. We also have a small announcement in terms of Diablo 2 Remaster information, so we'll throw that in here as well. Let me go and find that. Really quickly. So, it's going to be fun. We got some cool stuff. And here we go. So we'll go ahead and start with this right now. This will be the easiest way to start. We have the community manager coming out saying, hey, we don't usually comment on rumors, but before this hype train goes off the rails, we wanted to clarify there are no upcoming Diablo announcements in June. The minions of Hell are hard at work getting ready for the start of the next Diablo 3 season. Bringing you the next Diablo 4 quarterly update. That's today. And we have some fun activities planned around the upcoming 20th anniversary. So we have some fun activities to look forward to, but no remaster, no Diablo announcements in June. We still know that Diablo Immortal needs to be released. And Diablo 2 Remaster, we don't have full information on, just a lot of rumors. So, not really certain on all of that yet. But we'll just have to kind of see what happens with that. But nothing at least in June. So, a little disappointing there. But maybe something in the future. We can keep our hopes up and maybe be disappointed further in the future as well. So
they're gonna have some phone activities for the 20th anniversary.
Don't even say that. All right, we're pausing the alerts while we do this really fast. So with that being said, let's jump in to the Diablo 4 quarterly updates. Table of contents: introduction, playtest, word about blockout, storytelling, open world multiplayer, items and progressions, and other thoughts. That is a lot of information. So right off the bat, very excited to see all of this. Let's see how this ends up being. To the Diablo community, hello and welcome to our latest Diablo 4 quarterly update. We're excited to share some of the progress we've made on the game today. As is the case with many other game and technology companies at the time of writing this, the Diablo 4 team has fully transitioned to working from home. Transition has introduced challenges. We feel very fortunate to be able to keep momentum going strong. That's good. Team play test. As with many other games, we organize the development of Diablo 4 around team milestones. Often these culminate with a build, which we play together and talk about as a team. For example, the milestone leading up to BlizzCon 2019 culminated in a team playtest of the demo that helped us unveil the game during the show. Besides getting an early look at what other team members had accomplished, this also allowed us to stress test the demo, catch additional bugs, and make improvements before the show. For our most recent milestone, we focused on blocking in all the elements in a region known as the Dry Steppes, complete with campaign content, open world elements, itemization, PvP subzone, dungeons, and a cinematic to cap the completion of the region's narrative. Nice, PvP. Our goal was to then have the team play the game from home over the course of 2 full days and spend some time analyzing data and discussing our reactions. What a job. Go home and play a game. That sounds really nice. Of course, we play the game all the time, but we're often examining individual features or areas. Taking the time to play the same build together as a team over multiple days gives us a different perspective. It lets us see how all the current features harmonize over a longer playtime. We had this as a goal before we knew we were going to move to a work-from-home environment, but as it turned out, it ended up being a really good way to reconnect as a team. Aw, this is just a sweet, heartwarming few paragraphs here. Similarly, we hope that chatting about this playtest and sharing some screenshots will provide context for future blog updates or pique your curiosity about future topics. It's worth noting that the playtest also didn't represent the entirety of our progress. Other regions of the game are underway. The Dry Steppes is just the region where we made a concerted push to create a complete and cohesive experience that we could draw observations from. Let us know if you like this approach to the blog, or if you didn't, we can adjust future updates accordingly. As always, your feedback is highly appreciated. Oh, that's so sweet. A word about block out. Okay, let's see. I mean, this looks cool. I love the look of this right here. That's so cool. As part of development, visuals are often kept in rough form so the game team can cheaply test ideas and iterate on them. If something isn't fun, it's much cheaper to change or discard a block out asset than a final one. When we share models or screenshots with you, they're often quite far along to adequately convey our vision for the game. We don't typically show block out assets as they don't really do justice to the engine or the artistry of the folks on the team, but as part of showing the behind the scenes of how we make the game, we thought you'd appreciate seeing the transition of block out assets into more polished ones. Some of the assets shown below in this blog might not be final, so bear in mind as you check the screenshots below. I mean, that's cool. That is a cool, like, way that they show it. Oh, I love the look of that. So here's some dudes. These look like Venom Lords. Somewhat. Classic demon from concept to block out to in-game art. Okay, so there's concept, there's block out, and there's in-game. Sweet. Storytelling. A couple of things have evolved how we deliver story in Diablo 4. First, we have conversations. In D3, we relied on UI panes with the character's name and portrait. We're experimenting with a mix of tool-generated and manually choreographed cameras to tackle conversations. For simple interactions with NPCs, we bring the camera in closer to the characters while still maintaining an overall isometric feel, and use a library of animations to deliver the general gist of the conversations. For more complex conversations, we take a similar camera approach, but here's the character's movements and animations are more deliberately handcrafted. This lets us just deliver story moments that are complex while keeping you in the world as much as possible. Here's a shot from one such interaction. Oh, we can zoom in like this. Okay. Wait, how do I go back? Oh, I just did. Okay, there we go. Gory. The second story method we are developing is the real-time cutscenes. Here we grab your camera and treat the storytelling more like a movie. We're reserving this technique for the most important story moments. Having these be real-time has great advantages. We can share a character with their currently equipped armor as part of the scene. That is cool, for example. But we can also display them at your current resolution and with your current enabled graphic settings. They end up feeling more seamless and like part of the game. We showed you some work on early real-time in-game cinematics during BlizzCon. Yep, they had that first one. Our cinematics and engines have made a lot of improvements since then. We're excited to see a fully produced cinematic serve as the climax to the Dry Steps experience. And the team was not disappointed. Here's a screen grab that the story and cinematic folks have given us the go-ahead to share with you, as it shouldn't spoil the details. Sweet. I mean, I love Blizzard cinematics. If there's anything in the world that I love, it's Blizzard cinematics. I definitely... Like, when they had that one at the BlizzCon, my first thought was, like, please don't overdo it. I don't want, like, every time I enter a room there to be a cinematic or there's a cinematic. Like, I don't want it to be overdone, but end of an act, end of a region, perfect time for it. Open world. One of the main new features we are bringing to the Diablo series is the open world of Sanctuary. While you can concentrate on the story campaign and work through that, we have a variety of open world systems and pieces of content that you are also discovering along the way. If you want to take a break from the main campaign and go exploring, crafting, or PvPing, you are free to do so, which is cool. During the playtest, we saw this variability in action quite a bit. On an average playthrough, team members took several hours to complete the campaign content for the region, but those who focused only on the story finished the arc in less than half the average time. And we're, of course, able to do the side content after that. We think the ability to approach the game with a different mix of story and side content tailored to your own appetite will make playing and replaying the campaign more enjoyable than it has been in previous ARPGs. I'm happy that they're taking a look at this, because this is something that Diablo 3 and PoE kind of as well, I feel like, fail with some. It's like the campaign is not that fun to play through, especially Diablo 3's. Diablo 3, the campaign is so boring and worthless. Whereas like Diablo 2, the whole game is the campaign. And I've played through that campaign thousands and thousands of times, and it's awesome. It's so much fun to play through. And so, that being a part of the replayable experience, I think is really important and something that games have gotten away from a little bit. And I hope that RPGs kind of come back to it. The fact that it's open world, I'm definitely still good with. Like I said before, I loved Breath of the Wild. Was one of my favorite experiences to play, and that has that open world feel where you can just like pick the region you want to go to. There's 1,000 side quest things that you can do along the way, and so you can be as quick to finish the campaign or as long and open and whatever you want to finish the campaign as well. And so I'm really interested in an open world RPG. If it's done right, I think it could be really cool and make for a good campaign. And then, yeah, you could play it again with a different character and take a different path. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is a heat map for the dry steppes of where people kind of went. Interesting. While we have many open world activities such as crafting, events, world PvP, side quest, perhaps the most popular open world feature was camps. These are locations of importance that have been overrun by enemies, which once cleansed turned into friendly outposts with NPCs and a waypoint. While there is a backstory to each camp, most of the storytelling is visual and the quests don't directly send you to them. For example, one of the camps in the zone was a town afflicted by a curse that turned villagers into piles of salt. Another was a crypt haunted by a spirit that possesses the bodies of various undead, jumping from skeleton to skeleton until you defeat him. That's kind of cool. We really dug into the impact of seeing the world change as you reclaim a small piece of Sanctuary and bring hope back to its common folk. We look forward to the open world designers showing you more about this feature in the future. Sounds like some salty villagers. Yeah, a little bit of like Witcher 3 going on there. I think this is cool. Like, the more that you can add to the game in these sorts of ways, the better it is. Okay, so I'm guessing this is just some of the towns and what it looks like a little bit. Camps start as hostile and turn to small hubs with a waypoint and vendors after being completed. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. You don't always have to be original, you guys. Sometimes copying something that works and is really good is totally fine. A lot of people think that every single aspect of a game has to be this new original thing. Like, bruh, take things that work and are proven. Just don't take everything, right? You take pieces from this, pieces from that. You know? If everything is original, the game's probably trash. So I'm totally fine with them taking things that are cool and work well. Finally, mounts were another thing that you could obtain during the playthrough. We really liked how the open world interacts with mounts. You could get to your objectives more quickly without trivializing traveler combat. Itemization for mounts also opened up a new axis of progression. One of my favorite things about mounts was customizing it by attaching a trophy to the saddle to signal to other players an obscure challenge in the zone that I had completed. Of course, there's more work to be done on mounts, for example, on navigation and tuning. It is currently too easy to get stuck on stray pieces of collision or to get dismounted by a random enemy projectile. These are all things that are just going to get better the more we play and tune the feature. Okay. Multiplayer. Fine-tuning the right approach to multiplayer in Diablo 4 has been challenging. Our goal has always been to incorporate elements from shared world games without the game ever feeling like it's veering into massive multiplayer territory. To be clear, this is a philosophy rather than a tech limitation. We find that the game stops feeling like Diablo and the world feels less dangerous when you see other players too often or in too high of numbers. I think that's definitely a true point. I'll break down our experiences during the playtest with some examples. Dungeons and key story moments are always private, just the player and their party. Once story moments are complete and the town is turned into a social hub, then you run into a few people in town. While on the road, you'd sometimes run into a player here and there. And then finally, if you went to a location where a world event was happening, you would see a larger congregation of players trying to defend against an attack by a cannibal horde or trying to take down a Shava, the demonic world boss we showed at BlizzCon. It's worth calling out that while some coordination is helpful during these events, you are never forced to join a party. Solo players can walk in, help complete the event, and claim a reward. We think the seamless approach to multiplayer is working well and look forward to sharing more about this approach with you. In our tests so far, the world feels alive and dynamic without compromising the feel of Diablo. And for players that do want to party up against the minions of hell, we have new tools available to find a group, whether by activity or proximity in the game world. That's cool. I like that. I think that's a fun idea. I like the idea of events, but you know, Diablo, like they say, Diablo definitely is a world where like you want to feel alone, you know. So I like that idea. So now comes the juicy part, the part we've all been looking to see. Because so far, I'm very happy with this update. But let's see what happens. Items and progression. One of the things that was very useful about our 2-day playtest was that we could get better feedback on progression as there was a sense of permanence. Gear and skill choices you make on day 1 have an impact on day 2. Excuse me. Though some people chose to roll alts as we had multiple classes to test. A friend of mine used to say that Diablo is the game that you keep playing inside your head, and Diablo 4 is no different. In addition to the official playtime allotted to the team during the playtest, I could feel the game lingering in my mind, thinking about the items that could possibly drop from my build and talents I could finally unlock to get me those key skill interactions. You might have already read the developer blog by David Kim shortly after last BlizzCon. Yep. In it, he describes new affixes and itemization philosophies. We'll have a beefier update on the items later in the year, but in the meantime, here are some items that drop during the playtest to whet your appetite. First, man, I really wish we could change the fonts. I don't know. I just really don't like this font. God, I hope they change that. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. It's just such a meh font. It like looks too like neat. Like, before we dive into any of it, it's not a terrible font, but it's just a very, like, neat font. It's not Diablo fonty enough for me. Like, you have the O with the, but otherwise, I don't know. It's very vanilla. Okay, so let's look at the stuff. Eminence Anvil, rare amulet. 18% crushing blow damage, requires 33 ancestral power. So there's that ancestral, demonic, angelic power thing. 4% damage while healthy, 2% hit effect chance. Jeweled mythical staff, 854 weapon attack. Ugh, there we go with those big old numbers. 25%, 0.4% gem strength in this item, and it has a socket. 27% crit strike damage, 17 angelic power, 15% range damage, 12% mana reduction, cost reduction for sorcerer. 167 defense, pants, plus 1 to rank of Call of the Wild, 5% chance to heal, 47. They're still doing those big numbers. Okay. I mean, overall, those attributes seem very generic. But, you know, these are just like some rare and blue items. It's a little bit boring. For sure. A little bit. But who knows? 25.4. Yeah, getting all like specific on it. Who knows? Okay, let's look at some of the uniques now. See what these things have. Uh, 268 defense, 3.5% cooldown reduction, 4% dodge chance, 13% control duration bonus, 9% damage reduction while evading. Control duration bonus. Okay. Teleport forms a rift in your path that increases your crit strike chance by 39%. Uh-oh. Be careful with crit strike chance. Let's not go crazy there, man. Oh, that worries me a little bit. 2600 weapon attack. Again with these numbers. 6% crushing blow chance. That's fine. Angelic power. 16% slow chance. Sure, that's fine. 12% damage to stunned enemies. Crit strike with storm skill. Form an aura of lightning around you that shocks nearby enemies for 50%. 263 defense. 8 ancestral. 4% damage to healthy enemies. 12% damage to stunned enemies. 6.5% immobilized chance. Skills that cost fury will consume all remaining fury and grant a 3.8% damage bonus for each extra point of fury consumed. Okay. I mean, that seems like it has something with, you know, where you're creating some build that has like a very quick fury regain on hit, and so it consumes and then you regain it. So it's like a specialized item. I don't mind that too much. It allows you to kind of have some specialized builds. Chill grip, 290 defense, 5% stun chance, crushing blow damage, angelic power, mobilize enemies. When your minor destruction spells critically strike your next major destruction spell, costs no mana and has a 100% chance to critically strike. Okay, getting a little Path of Exile crit strike craziness with those chill grips. Ire, 1202 weapon attack, crushing blow, slow chance, gem strength in this item. Basic skills deal 20% less damage, but generate 60% more fury. Okay, so that's kind of like one you're using with executioners maybe. Nature's Balance, 10% crit strike, 9% crushing blow, 6% melee, 8% physical. Melee damage versus physical damage. Huh. Storm skill damage increases earth skill damage by 17%. In addition, Earth skills increase the critical strike chance of storm skills. A lot of crit strike going on here. Overall, okay. I still hate the look. Like, to me, this is just like such a boring look of items. The font and the way that the item is just like up in the corner, and I don't know. I still don't like the look of it. Looks very Diablo 3-esque for sure, and Diablo 3 items are clearly not good items. Numbers are kind of large, so, you know, that always worries me a little bit when we see these massive items. And the crit strike stuff seems like it might be going a little bit off the rails, and that worries me a little bit. But, I mean, a lot of these attributes seem fine. Yeah. I just worry about some of those things. So yeah, items are so far still kind of the most disappointing part, I'd say. Crit plus crushing blow plus crit plus this skill makes other things crit more. You know. All that stuff is a little bit concerning. I don't know. Maybe it's just like too much with all of that. Like, I almost want that stuff simplified down. Just like freezes target. 50% chance to slow. Whatever, you know. Like, simplify those and then have like the cool thing still going and get rid of the crit. There's a lot of stuff that's just very like a little convoluted and all of that, and a lot of like numbers and things that like don't need to be as complicated. So like simplify it down, throw some useless stats on there like damage to undead and light radius and whatever. You know, just some really random stuff. And some people disagree with that. They want everything to be useful, but like I think it makes it more fun when you have useless stats, so that way when you get everything amazing, then it's even better. But yeah, there's a lot of like complex interaction with all of that, which like can be cool because it can make builds more, you know, when you're like building specifically, you're like really fine-tuning these builds. We're like, okay, I'm gonna get these chill grips and I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna do this, and so then my earth skills go off, and then that helps my right. It's kind of got the like PoE theory crafting to it a little bit. But yeah, I'd totally be cool if they just simplified numbers to like 5, 10, 15%, 50, you know, stuff like that, instead of all these like 3.7s and whatever. And the look is still probably my least favorite part. Like, nothing about these items makes me go, whoa, you know, like, look how cool that looks. Because it's just this tiny little, like, thing in the top corner. Anyways, other thoughts. The overall feedback from the team was that even at these early stages, Diablo 4 is very fun to play. Classes especially are going down a promising path that we're excited about. We're taking cues from what makes Barbarian's arsenal system or the dude shapeshifting feel special, and looking for ways to apply similar innovations to all classes. The playtest was also a really good way to put our tech thought through its paces. Since we played at home, we got to test the game with a lot of different setups, from graphics cards to screen aspect ratios to network speeds. We also had the opportunity to exercise our client-server technology, including deploying builds with fixes to bugs during the playtest. Of course, we still have a lot of work ahead of us, and to be clear, we are not at an alpha or beta stage yet. We don't typically discuss our early milestones publicly during the course development, but we think it's especially important to continue to share our progress during a year without BlizzCon. It's true. Also, this was an important milestone for the team, as we feel it corroborated that we have all the key ingredients for a great Diablo 4. Of course, we'll continue to seek feedback and iterate as we drive to completion. We hope you enjoyed this update, and as always, we welcome you to share your thoughts on the platform of your choice, whether it's our own forums, other sites, social media. We really appreciate comments and your feedback. We're happy to see a lot of great discussion after the last blog, which had a bunch of conversations on our end as well. We are also excited to see the range of topics you want to hear about. Based on your response so far, we think talent trees, yes, are by far what you're most eager to discuss, so we'll make sure to queue that up for our next blog. Items continue to be a popular topic, as there was also a lot of interest in music. Interesting. We are shooting to have more updates around those topics in later year. Let us know how that sounds. Thank you for taking the time to update. We can't wait to share more of Sanctuary with you. Luis, game director. All right. I mean, overall, I like a lot of where it's going. I think items are still items and talent trees, and obviously we don't have a talent tree update, but I think items and talent trees are still where we need to discuss. Right? Still where we need to discuss, and I'm going to bring up Diablo 2. Who'da thunk it? Because I think this is a fantastic spot for it. So, first things first, with talent trees, what I really like about Diablo 2 is that you are specializing a build. And I think Path of Exile does this as well and almost does it better, though their thing is a little bit maybe too complex with their talent tree and their skill tree. And obviously gems are like their skills and whatever, but they still have the talent tree and all of this. There needs to be decisions made, permanent decisions made for a build. Okay? That is just like the most important thing I think that needs to be in these games, something that Diablo 3 didn't do, and something that the demo of Diablo 4 didn't have, was permanent decisions. If you make it so I can always just change the skills that I use at that time, whatever it is worse. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just think it makes for an inferior talent tree. No decision matters. Anything like that. When you can just always be whatever you want at any time. And it doesn't even have any issue whatsoever. And I don't mind there being a skill reset. They have Orbs of Regret in PoE. I think those are great. You have your, go to Akara and reset your character in Diablo 2. I think that's great. But like having prereqs to get to skills, I think is good. Having, permanence in placing your skills, having all of these things, I think is really helpful and really great, because then when I'm playing along, I go, oh man, I really want to get and be a Hydra sorceress, which nobody in D2 wants to, but let's say I want to. Okay, well, I need to like plan when I need to get these skill points so that I can get Hydra at level 30 when I get there. And I'm like thinking about that. And oh, Firebolt and Fireball are prereqs to Hydra, and they're synergies. And so I'm going to be like working as a Fireball source and then moving into a Hydra source later on, right? Making these decisions along the way, thinking about if you're going to dual spec, what spells you're just going to get for utility, frozen armor, do I want to get warmth or not? Like, all of these decisions are even more important when it's a permanent skill, because now I'm not just deciding, oh, I want warmth for this area, and then I'll just not have warmth for the other area. Here I'm saying, like, I'm going to sacrifice some damage. I'm putting a point not into Fireball to gain more damage. I'm putting a point into warmth so that I get the utility of some mana gain. I'm putting a point into Frost Nova, into Frozen Armor. I'm putting points and sacrificing damage, or not sacrificing damage and not putting those points, to be more defensive, have more utility, have more whatever stuff for all of that. And I think that is a very important thing in the talent tree. And if everything is always just available, you're never having to really make that decision. You just go, oh, in this area, Frost Nova sounds nice, and then like it's not nice later. And so I'll just like not have it there. Then it's like, yeah, you're making the decision for the area, but you're not making this permanent decision where you have to think, okay, for all these upcoming areas, it might not be useful in all of them, but like in these ones it will be, and do I want to take that risk? And to me, permanent decisions like that make for a better game. And so I really hope that talent trees, and they don't have to be exactly like this, you know, like I say, the PoE talent tree is really cool, and there's lots of other, you know, trees in other games that are really interesting, but having to invest in certain trees, Grim Dawn's got some cool stuff with it. Having to invest in certain ways, though, to get further and build a character a specific way adds to the replayability of the game, and it adds to the fun of the game. Because now I'm building a fire sorceress or whatever it is, and then when I replay the game as a lightning sorceress, it's a whole new experience. And I'm now playing with charge bolt to start, and then I'm getting into Nova, and then I'm getting into lightning later on, and right, you're doing all of these things, and maybe I want to go energy shield or not, who knows. So that is the first thing on talent trees, and I hope we see some stuff with that. In regards to items, you know, I love the idea of, first off, items being really cool that have no stats whatsoever. Right? This is just a really cool item. There is 0 stats on this item. And yet, an ethereal dusk shroud could be great for making some armors for my mercenary. This ethereal sacred armor. Such a cool item. This is a fortitude right here. 3,500 defense. Right? When I put it in and give it to my mercenary. So like, these are cool. And there's 0 stats on them. And they also look cool. Just look at them from afar. You don't have to go into it and it's this tiny little icon and it's colored. Like, just looking at this page, like, just looks cool. These just look cool. Look at these weapons. Look at this shield. Look how cool these things look. Right? Items should look cool first. Make me want to wear it. Beyond that, when we do get into, you know, items here as well, the difference that I really see from these items versus the items that we have on, you know, that were shown in that picture, and I can bring up like the picture here as well, so we can just do like some compare and contrast. Gosh dang it. This one. There we go. Here's an item versus like, here, I need to move it. Okay. Right. And like, I'll go find like a rare Ami that I have. Like, first, it just, the font looks better in D2. And once again, I really hope the font change happens. Second, it's hard to put it into words why the D2 item looks so much better than this D4 item here. I guess the amulet, first off, is very uninspired. So it doesn't even have like a cool skin. The art style is very bland right there. So that part I don't like on this amulet specifically. I mean, I'm sure there's amulets that maybe do look cool. But just like, maybe it's just too perfectly set up. You know, it's too much of like a perfect tooltip, kind of. Which is a weird thing to say. But like, just like, I mean, I understand they want to do 4% damage while healthy, 2% hit effect chance. You know, once you get to know these things, I'm sure that's fine. But I feel like there's a better way to just display this that is just looks better. That's all I can say. It's just too perfect. The little like triangle, the spacing, the font, the everything about it just like looks too much like I would see it on a PowerPoint, I guess. It's very clean. You've got like your little like separating bar and everything. Everything is perfectly aligned. I don't know. So for me, the art style doesn't look great of it. And then everything is too clean. I don't know. Too clean for me. You know. And then when we get to some of the other items, we've got like the crit chance. But like, I guess I wish there was just more simple, you know, life, resistance, ED. And obviously I'm reading the ones from these. But everything is this like percent full whatever thing. Man, it's hard to put it fully into words. Like, I don't even mind all of the attributes on these items. I definitely mind the... I am screwing up my overlay so badly. I definitely mind the look. Right? Compare like that staff to like this staff, right? Like, these staves. Like, make a staff look like a staff. Yeah. Also, is there no required levels on any things? Or anything like that? I mean, yeah, I don't want a D2 copy, but I also don't want a D3 copy. And this feels like it's leaning more towards D3 right now. And that's where my concern comes from. You know. Like, here's like maces that I'm using in D2. And all of these look cooler than this cartoon club that the D3 shows, right? Or D4 shows. Also, 2603 weapon attack. Why don't we just say damage? Maybe there's a specific reason for that. I don't know. I really hope the item numbers go down. And, you know, and I do hope that something that I see on 0 of these weapons, and like, I guess there's only one unique here. Let me make this smaller though. So like these uniques have their ability things, right? But a lot of them are just like crushing blow damage and then the angelic and whatever power and stuff. And that's all cool because I know you're going to need that to make your builds, and I'm cool with that. And then they have like their one unique ability at the bottom, right? Whereas, like, I don't know. I think it's cool that a lot of the uniques in D2 just have things that are just kind of outlandish, like 50% IAS. And so, like, this weapon, it's not telling you this is for storm skills or this is for earth skills or this is for anything like that. It's just saying, hey, here's a weapon that's just, like, really fast and it's got some cold, light, and fire damage. And so when you're fighting against a lot of immunes, maybe you pull this bad boy out and it's really, you know, it's going to be helpful because you're going to be able to deal like different kind of these damages, right? And then these ones, you know, this has meteor charges, and like a lot of these things aren't even useful completely. So I'm not saying you have to add all these things in, but just like they don't tell you exactly how they need to be used, right? I guess that's the part that I really like about these, is they're not saying this needs to be used with this specifically, but you can kind of just make your decisions and think about things and go, oh, this has deadly strike and open wounds and crushing blow. So, you know, this is for a druid. But I'm going to use this on my barbarian because, like, I need those things right now, you know? Those are just, like, clubs, right? It's like all these items have, like, various different things. And some of them are useful for, you know, magic damage. Some of them are useful for high res, even though it's like a bow. But this has 35 cold res on it. So, like, what I really love about uniques in Diablo 2 is that they aren't specifically just generic kind of items with generic things and stats and attributes that you can find on any weapon and then in a unique effect, but rather they are unique in their entire, they have attributes and things like 50% IAS. You're never going to find 50% IAS on any weapon whatsoever in the game, except for a unique weapon. And so it creates this, like, you decide, oh, well, that could actually be useful in this way, right? It gives the item a lot of personality without saying, like, this is good for this exactly. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for these items right here is, like, sure, you know, you could use Runeworker's Conduit without playing crit strike storm skills, but it doesn't look like an item that would really matter outside of that. 6% crushing blow, 30 angelic power, slow chance hit effect, damage to stunned enemies. That looks like all attributes that you can find on a rare item, right? And so the only legendary unique thing about Runeworker's Conduit would be if I'm using it with critical strikes for storm skills specifically. And so that's what I think makes a unique item or a legendary item a really cool item. Isn't just having that little thing, but having these weird combinations of attributes that you're literally not going to find anywhere else. And so then you could say, even without using the unique effect, this item could still be really cool because it has 50 IAS, or it has 1 to 200 fire, light, and cold damage, or it has whatever thing on it where you go, huh, okay, I could use this in some really interesting build. So when I go to items and say these items look bland, I mean it in that way. I don't mean make the damage numbers larger, make it 30.4% chance for blah, 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 make any of this. I mean, make the items have this unique personality that's not built on one tiny thing from the item, but the whole sum of the attributes of the item, so that you can use it in such interesting ways and then make it look cool. Once again, let me go to my clubs. This club right here looks worse than any one of these items. That's such a boring design. It could look cool if it was fleshed out to first off be larger. And yeah, maybe they haven't done any of the art yet, but to me, with the current look of the items, they're not going to do a lot fully with all of that art. And I remember in the last D4 update there was some cool art, but it still is really small. Yeah, like, is this a wand? Is this a club? I don't know. And once again, they probably aren't done with all of this art and all these pieces and all this stuff like this. But, you know, make it bigger. Make it bigger and make it less perfectly clean and polished, which maybe seems anti the like UI designer's thoughts. But for someone who's playing this dark, gritty game, I kind of want a gritty feel to everything. And this is suddenly like I'm opening up Microsoft Word to read about the item, you know? Like, I don't want to do that. So, yes, I understand it's alpha and all of these things and whatever, but like, I don't want to open up Word to read an item. I want it to fit into the colors and the feel of the game and everything. Not to be this perfect, you know, everything about it. So, those are my item talk discussion pieces. I'm sure people have differing opinions on it. Overall, still excited for everything from the D4 update. But that is where I still run into my problems with it all. That's still where I go, okay, this needs to be better. We can make this still really better. So, anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Peace. Okay.
Join my army of
This isn't a grind to 99 stream. Why am I being lied to about the topic of the Steam?
Sorry. That just came out. We had to go over
Birthday
it.
and 6-month anniversary. Am I allowed out of the attic?
No. But happy 6 months.
I am way more excited than a 27 should be.
I still think a lot of that update was good. I just really hope that they make the items make me want to like pick up the item.
Yay.
Yeah, my throat hurts. Thank you.
I am overburdened.
Right now, those items are very uninspiring still. Like, you have this whole gritty world, and then...
How much for a hell hardcore fire Hydra Sorc?
Oh, God. A lot.
Mr. Llama, happy birthday. We got you some comfortable socks, a coupon for a car wash, and
Do I get a
sensible yet
mercenary?
small cheesecake.
A gift for you. I can
Thank you.
All of this reads like some dev is more interested in putting his spin on the genre than doing things that are fun and make sense.
I mean, a lot of the stuff did look cool, though.
Regarding the fonts in D4, if the 5s do not look like 6s, it's going to a fail. Also,
I'm not
with
saying
that
the
green
5
up
needs
and
to look
red
like a
down arrows,
6.
How I'm gonna know what item to equip.
No merc? Well, then it's impossible. There's no way that as a Hydra source, I can kill Maddock. Or, I mean, Talik. Nor other fire immunes.
20th anniversary in 2020. I also just spent $200 on glasses to get 20/20 vision.
Nice.
Not even death.
Not with that attitude. It's physically impossible. He's fire immune 100% of the time. So is many other guys. And thank you for the host.
See you in hell.
F? See, Grievous. Is he immune to auto attacks?
a gift for you.
6 months. Try 3 years. Locked up here with Llama's old gym shoes and naught but rats to eat. I have forgotten what the sun looks like. When
Hey.
I close my eyes, all I see is Llama's attic. He has even weirder flower painting up here. Help
The sun
me.
looks like that one light bulb in the attic that you can see, alright? Thank you very much, Lilia, for the 3 months. Congrats on the new badge. Oh, by the way, badges got updated, guys. So now they have a little more
The
definition.
items look like D3 itemization before they made the game a decent, gauntlet-style game. What, if any, lessons do you think they learned from D3 or just don't make game right?
I think that's what their first thought is. And why we're seeing kind of things how they are. Which is why I try and hammer home that, like, yes, one of the problems with D3 was that it was very bright. And it's very good that you guys are making the game grittier and darker and more of that again. But that wasn't the only problem with D3. D3 also had stupidly high damage numbers. D3 also had very uninspired items and a very boring talent tree and campaign. And so you need to not just remove the cartoon from D3 and call it good. That's going to make a game that's darker but is still just as bad. So that's the important thing that needs to really change.
I find it more efficient to list the things not wrong with D3. Space intentionally left blank. Kappa.
When your game, you're dealing 100 bajillion damage, maybe take a step back on it. Yeah, it's very much an arcade game, and you know, if they don't want to make another arcade game, then they gotta fix it. And that requires creating itemization that is interesting and fun and a lot of stuff. No, cows can't drop minks. So that's the part that I still have the biggest concern about, is that they somehow think that the game was only needing to be darker and not also needing the other issues as well. I just read my short list. Well, you use more skills in D3 than in D2 because every skill is available to you because you never have to make any decision. My character in Diablo 2 is a character of permanence that is designed along the way and built in a specific manner. My character in D3 is just whatever I feel like at the moment. Your skills are locked down when you enter a GR. Yeah. And how long are you in a Greater Rift? And then you can change them again. And you can bring whatever you want into each specific Greater Rift. 15 minutes? I always like this armor. It's not great, but it looks really cool. Do I feel like plugin mod removes the permanent aspect? Yeah, I mean, I don't like to use that very often. I use it just for like stream content, but I prefer characters being what they're built to be.
There's also a real sense of danger in D2, like you're decked out in endgame gear, level 98, but one wrong teleport or move and you're dead.
I mean,
Knock on wood.
you can also die in endgame, you know, Greater Rifts.
I hope they make respects in D4 like Poe. Yes, I can respect my character if I spend like
But it feels
140
different.
regrets. OWW my wallet.
Always having that, you get your life back, resurrection skill or whatever, second chance skills. And then one health potion. It's kinda eh. I really hate the single health pot on cooldown. I've never been a fan of that. I don't know, Face. Yeah, the health system in D3 is just overall.
Not even death can save him from me.
I mean, you know, generally I like hardcore deaths being permanent, but I don't really like hardcore deaths being permanent in online-only games, which is a giant issue with online-only games. I can't tell you how many times I've seen and or had it happen to me where I've lost or seen a character die because of online server lag. And like, yeah, we did. There is nothing worse than that, in my opinion. So like permadeath just feels super cheated. I hate playing hardcore online because I always am gonna lose that character to some trash lag at some point. But hardcore and single player, fantastic. I play hardcore, you know, we do hardcore speedruns and stuff all the time. And you know when you die, that was on you. Yeah, the potion problem is because they're tryharding so badly to make it a console game. And for the console game, they're just going crazy on single potion, one button, a lot easier to use. You know.
Maybe we just ban consoles and phones. Problem solved.
That would solve a lot of problems.
Please tell me Llama RPG is coming soon.
Llama RPG's got some time.
I can't carry it.
When Llama retires from his job and goes into full-time streaming, Llama RPG development can start up again. See you, Isabel. Have a good one. Full-time Fortnite streamer, that's right. Why not now? Because I work and then I also stream and I don't have much time in my life for other things. It's true, Meg. F? Ugh, dang, man. I actually might have an Eth suicide branch, though. You say being able to spam potions is uninteresting gameplay, but I actually don't think it is at all. Because when you spam potions, you're consuming potions. And so it's allowing you the ability to be as risky or not risky as you want to be. For instance, at the end of my speedrun yesterday with the Barbarian, I went back in and had 0 potions, but was trying to kill the boss, and then ran out of town portals as well. And so I was this like super risky, you know, chance of like, will I kill the boss before, right? Before I die and I lose it all completely and the whole run is dead and all that stuff. See, I don't think it's a meaningless choice on an endgame character, because once again, especially with like rejuves, I can make the decision, do I want to dive in on this pack of monsters and, you know, use like a bunch of rejuves on it? Do I want to stay back? What kind of potions do I want to use right now? I love the potion system in D2, to be honest. Because you're making decisions of how you want your potion usage to be, and once again, how risky you still want to play. Yeah, and the flask system in PoE was a solid concept, and once again, it gave you that resource that you could decide how fast you wanted to use your potions. But of course, it ended up turning into a joke because it's just now keyboard roll and it's just a mess. So, not bad. So I love the idea of having a resource
What do you need?
that I have to manage and think about.
Join my army of the dead.
I don't like the open world
We did
map.
pops.
D2 allure is its random map generation, in my opinion.
I mean, all the dungeons and stuff are gonna have that random map generation, I think, so that could be helpful for it. We'll have to see. It could go bad or it could be fine. But
I am overburdened.
depends how much time is spent in the open world versus going down into these various dungeons and stuff that are random. And then they could also maybe randomize the open world some too as well. Article on PoE 2 today stated they'll keep all the various seasons junk. Like all of the how are they gonna slow the game down with all that stuff? I thought that whole point was they're slowing the game down. It's gonna be difficult with how much crap they've put into the game already.
Nothing better than watching a speedrunner resetting maps for 8 hours so he can find the perfect map.
It's true. Welcome to speedrunning, man.
I can't carry anymore.
Speedrunning was never meant to be something made easy, alright? Speedrunning is for the people who absolutely are insane and have no life and are willing to grind for hours, days, weeks, whatever it is to get that perfect one little extra thing.
Impossible.
Cooldowns are great in PvP. Cooldowns are lame in PvE. Because in PvP...
Nothing better than waiting on the sideline waiting for potion cooldown to wear off.
Exactly. In PvP, cooldowns are cool because the people that you're playing against can use their brains to take advantage of you and know what your cooldown is. So if I go for something to stun you and I miss that stun, and you know that it's 10 seconds before I can stun you again, you can play more aggressively against me for those 10 seconds while you are waiting and knowing that I can't stun you in that time. So cooldowns are great in PvP. In PvE, the monsters aren't reacting to your cooldowns, and so they just suck and are boring, and all you do is wait on the sideline and chill, and the monsters is gonna monster and do whatever he was gonna do anyways. And it's just awful. So they're meaningless in PvE. They just are these limiting factors that you don't get punished for. You just have to like sit around because whatever. Monster's gonna monst, exactly. But PvP, they're fantastic. We did get a tick today. It's great.
I'm overburdened.
What is run number 43? That's this run. Wow, Lilia. Rude. Yeah, I don't know if there should be ancients have these I mean, it's fun to have them. Immunities is a separate topic. That has nothing to do with the cooldowns. But I agree. I don't think that's a good solution either. Where you have to reset ancients 50 times to get, you know, the setup you want. I can agree with that. I think immunities are still really cool though, and I wish they were brought back in future games. Maybe not as 100% full immunities, but as big enough immunities that they still made a difference, you know? Like, maybe it's not 100%, but it's like 80% immunity, 90% immunity, something like that. And so a monster that was immune, you would see, you know, it would be best to skip it or not deal with it or whatever it is, but you still technically could, you know. I'd be okay if they did something like that. I just hate how in all these games, Diablo 3, PoE, whatever, you can just face roll every single monster. Nothing is a challenge, and that's what immunities do, is they add in, even to characters that are geared up to the, you know, dressed to the nines in gear, there's still a challenge. Because you can run into immunity and all of a sudden your build does 0 damage to it. Unless you're hammered in, exactly, which is one of the problems with hammered ins. But so yeah, having things have massive immunities is fantastic. And then it just becomes, you know, do you skip it? Do you take your time to fight it but know it's gonna take a while? What do you do? What do you do?
Not even death can save you from me.
Right, not many games have enemies you actually have to think about, and Diablo 2 has enemies that you have to think about. A little Windhammer action. Who drops Mang Song's lesson? Boss groups. Boss groups do. Who runs the world? Girls. Yeah, you have dolls, you have souls, you have things that murder your face, and they also have immunities, and so not every character you're gonna be able to kill them. But sometimes that's for the better, right? Like when you're fighting Nilithak, a great character to kill Nilithak with is the Sorceress, because the dudes that he can corpse explode are cold immune around him. And so you won't kill those guys, and so he won't corpse explode them. So it's actually beneficial to have immunities there.
Your presence honors me.
Nice, Ilya. Ow. I am max blizzard and synergies. 10 fireball, 10 firebolt. 1 fire mastery. 1 1 1 1 max 1 1 10 10 1 1. I had to go eat food soon. Hungry llama.
I am overburdened.
Trash can't drop what I need. Mang Song's is Q level 86. So my last point will just go into Fireball. Why the skill split on fire? Does more damage. I had a bowl of cereal right before stream. Yeah, but it's 4:30 and all I've had is a bowl of cereal today. I'm hungry. Oh, for experience? No. Experience is worthless anywhere but Diablo, Baal, and Nilithak. Those are the only 3 monsters at level 98 that give you experience. Why didn't I eat breakfast? Well, I had a bowl of cereal.
Where can I take you?
Look, it's been a very long quarantine, but it's also been a very long, like, weekend. Like, finding out a bunch of my friends were, like, sexually harassing and abusing a bunch of girls who are also my friends. That's been disappointing and really, like, depressing. Texas coronavirus situation is really depressing. There's a lot going on right now. And, just kinda, you know. Just surviving.
Good day.
I mean, other streamers. So, it's just a lot, you know. Method's falling apart right now. Yep. A lot of stuff going on there, of which a lot of my friends are a part of Team Method. So, that's really disappointing to see. Probably be Bros Twisted. Yep. They had members and stuff involved in all of it as well. Mixer shutting down. I mean, I don't care about that, but... Is there a list of people? Yeah, there's a list somewhere. I don't know where. So sometimes it takes a little bit extra to get out of bed. Right now. That's all. Method's a team that a lot of the Path of Exile guys are on.
Good day.
What if they'd offer me $1 million to go to Mixer before it shut down? Oh, I'd take $1 million in an instant. I'm sure you guys would understand. And you could come join me, or you could not, and then I'd say, alright, well, I'll be back in a year once this is over. Fulfill my contract. Everybody's got a price. $1 million bucks. Yeah, and you guys are all viewbots anyway, so I would just buy it and move you guys over to Mixer. I could finally get new shoes with $1 million. Maybe. I mean, that's... Maybe. We'd have to think about it. I would move it into my shopping cart, and then I would, like, wait.
I have a buddy that lives in Texas. He told me he enjoyed your grinder profile. However, he said that listing gamer as a profession was a no-go for him.
Not on Grindr, thank you. Another Manald. 3 Manalds today. There's the Grand Charm. Don't have an OnlyFans either, thank you. Yeah, I could get 1 shoe. That seems about right. wasn't even worth picking up the Grand Charm. Hey, it could be really good. Who knows? Who
I am
knows?
overburdened.
Good day.
See if we have ancient tunnels. No cold immunes. Nice. 34 life traps. Good. That's sick. Mang songs will drop by
I am overburdened.
the end of this year. We have 5 months roughly left to find it.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
2024 we'll get it. There you go. $20.24 o'clock. Heyo. Grail afterwards, yeah. Oh man. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go get food. I'm hungry. We have a big stream coming up tomorrow, Saturday, and Monday. 3 12+ hour streams. Manver stream tomorrow. Barbarian.
Mang songs by the end of the year. Are you finally gonna run D2JSP?
That's all I'm saying. Shush, Crunchy. Yeah, I'll see you guys for it. We're gonna have fun. I'm changing it up. There's gonna be some fun alternative thing for the run because it needs it for the barb. So it should be an exciting member stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah! Kisses to you all. Thank you guys for being here. Follow along if you haven't, if you enjoyed it. And peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. What time? 9 a.m. Central. 9 a.m. Central. Let's go watch Andrea freak out playing Outlast. Sounds like fun. Bye, guys.